Hey there, YouTube. It's Ended 73 making another episode of Knife Talk, and this one will be polished versus toothy edges. Now, I'm not like the sharpening guru or anything, I'm not J Davis 882, but in my experience and whatnot, each of these edges have their advantages and sort of disadvantages. Something like a polished edge, let me figure out a way to show you guys how these are polished. Just need something to reflect off the edge. This is just you can see on the edge there how it is nice and shiny, very polished. When you have a polished edge like on this Sebenza, the real advantage is it's very refined and it's very, very sharp. Now, polished and toothy edges can both be very sharp, but the main difference with something like a polished edge is it'll do a push cut better because the actual edge is not as rough. It's smoothed out more, so it'll cut. Some people will say that it cuts easier, but really, any difference in cutting is nominal at best, at least in my opinion. Like if I'm cutting with this, doing a cut, and then I were to do a cut with one with a rough edge on something thin or whatever, I don't think I'd notice too much of a difference. Most factory knives, like this Cold Steel Voyager, as an example, these come with a coarser edge. Usually in the case of these, and it looks shiny, but it's actually just it's fairly coarse for what it is. I think most knives from the factories will come at like 320 grit, maybe 600. I'm not sure what this is polished to, but it's easily over 3,000 grit. So the thing from a manufacturing standpoint is it takes too much time to create this edge on every single knife and maintain a lower cost. Like I think factory Sebenzas, well not factory, but Sebenzas come with a semi-polished edge, and they can get away with that because they take more time to make them. But like a Spyderco's come very, very sharp. In my opinion, that kind of edge is more than adequate, and those come at like 320 to 600 grit. So you don't need a polished edge. It's definitely cool, but when you get into sharpening, it takes a while. It takes longer to get a polished edge, and I guess it boils down to what your time is worth. If you really like that polished edge, then go for it. And if you can achieve it, then go for it. It's pretty cool. But really, will you notice some vast performance difference in terms of cutting? Not in my opinion. It's sort of like the principle of diminishing returns. You spend all that time getting it sharp, maybe an hour getting it sharp, with that super refined edge. But will it cut any better? Probably. But is the difference in cutting performance worth the amount of time you put into it? Depends on what your time is worth, I guess, For me, personally, I'd probably be fine with like 1 to 2,000 grit edges because that's sort of polished, but it's sort of toothy. It's sort of in the middle, So, really it boils down to preference. So, yeah. And also, I think John has done a video on this. And he probably should too, since he has more polished edge knives than I do. So, thanks for watching, guys, and another episode of Knife Talk there. Over 70 Knife Talks, that's pretty impressive. And thanks for the views and requests, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.